All right, hi, Mr. Gizmos. So we presented a presentation for you today, kind of going over the management plan that we uh, plan on using to address the e-chatter team. Just a quick introduction to our plan. As a team, we believe there are 10 aspects that are really important from a management and leadership standpoint in order to have a high-performing team. So we're going to walk through these aspects right now and kind of how we plan on implementing them with e-chatter. So the first one is to focus on the visions, ideas, and the people of the team. We want to make sure that everyone understands that the members on the team are working towards the same goal. And at the same time, we also want members of the team to know that working towards this goal will benefit them individually as well. So you can see from these pictures here, it's kind of the difference between working in circles around a goal versus everyone having a clear path towards knowing how to achieve it. The next aspect we want to talk about is the appropriate delegation of roles. So we believe that it's really important to delegate roles, number one, so that no one gets burnt out. Number two, to ensure that everyone is working in a technical area where they feel competent. And number three, to kind of mitigate the potential of micromanaging. The way that we want to implement this is first, to meet individually with members of eChatter, kind of figure out where their strengths and weaknesses are, and then make sure that they're assigned to a role or task that's appropriate for them. And so delegating efficiently, something that we want to make sure gets implemented.
So next is recognizing contribution. So we feel that one of the reasons for low morale in people leaving the organization could be that they were not recognized enough and their contributions did not have enough acknowledgement. So what we can do is, while assigning the tasks, we can basically criticize the person in person and appreciate them and in public. And as rewards, we can possibly say them that can you ask them to attend some conference or some recruiting event on the behalf of manager, which shows them that they are valued as a person and not just a part of a team. Also, when assigning tasks, we can possibly try to say that I know that you are capable of doing this particular thing, and you will do it well. So the next is creating team accountability. So as I mentioned that people are leaving the project and the organization. So one of the things which is evident is they are not accountable for their actions, or rather no actions from their side. So basically it is important to focus on why this task matters. Focus on the core purpose of the task, and it helps people to align their personal goals with the goals of the project. Also, while delegating, we can focus on preferences and their personal goals so that they are more motivated to work towards their work. We should not micromanage. It is good to take updates from the team regularly, but not get too involved so that you end up micromanaging. And the most important part is giving the feedback immediately, no matter how blunt or brutal it is important to give the feedback so that the mistakes are rectified in time.
Yeah, for the next thing we want to mention is try to establish the trust system. Because the trust system, it basically means the psychological safety. So if we have the poor psychological safety, it will be negatively impact the effectiveness of the team. And so as we all know, for the Smart Pen project at the beginning, so it is low moral, and we did not do really well. But after the great improvement on the trust system, we believe in each other and we work together, which contributing a lot to our final success. And by trying to establish the trust system, I provide several suggestions and actions. So for one is we can set less rules, since more rules will be detrimental to our effectiveness. And for another is we can use the eye contact to gauge the confidence and the trust with each other. And for last one is we should inspire the shared goals and try to maximize the performance of each member. And for another is we as a team leader, the leader should build the authentic leadership. So it means we should build the credibility as a team leader. In other words, the leader should model the way. So as the leader, you need to model the way. You need to be a good example to your team members, and in this way, they will stick to your standards and be most efficient. And for another, we should try to inspire genuine and full collaboration and ask them to take ownership of each other. And we also need to try to create a high quality plan, which is more specific and measurable and time-based and relevant, the SMART principle, that is. And also we need to have the high emotional intelligence.
Yes, so now given the experiences that our team has been through, they are literally living low on the sympathy, motivation, and positivity side. So with our team, we are trying to implement that into the team again. So in order to implement that, we first of all believe that it is one most critical for the entire goal-driven approach that we are aiming for. So to implement sympathy, motivation, and positivity, the management team will literally serve as the cheerleader for the team, and we will be showering them with feedbacks, whether it be good or bad. And if they are, and we will be concentrating a lot on how we can develop their personal goals by giving them multiple opportunities for self-development. It could be either through workshops or peer mentorship. Also, we're going to have an open door policy where if people are having any kind of issue, they can literally just walk in and we will be there to address their issues. And we will be leading the teams with empathy and support, and through which we aim to develop a strong relationship building. Also, we have to foster team collaboration. So in order to do that, we will be recognizing multiple channels through which the team members could communicate, and this could be either through virtual or in person, because nowadays geographers could be a big challenge. So this could be within the hierarchies or within the team within the team members as well. And also we will be respecting and promoting innovation, individual perspectives, and taking leverage of their strengths, and we'll be using that to drive future clear goals and achieve excellent results. Also, we will be having fun building activities, which could be once a week or whenever we can find time for. Then this will ultimately foster cohesion, and we have to define what the team goals are and what consensus is believed to be, in order to appreciate a more collaborative behavior.
So another aspect that we've identified is really important is career development, and it sort of ties back to a couple of things mentioned earlier. But we want to try and ensure that each employee is given the scope to achieve their desired personal goal. And we kind of feel that it shouldn't be something that just the company has to do, but then we really want to help our employees. And we've thought of an action plan of implementing this is sending out a survey to the employees to gauge their current satisfaction with their job in relation to their professional expectations, and kind of setting one-on-one meetings with the employees that are not satisfied, and trying to understand their goals and conveying the same to their direct managers, and then having a biannual follow-up to see if their professional goals are still aligning with what they want to do. Another thing is we want to make sure that we have ethic and integrity in the work that we are doing, and this also kind of ties back to accountability and trust, because it's an important part of knowing that every person is going to do the best thing possible that holds true to their values. The kind of thing that we would go about implementing is first and utmost is like leading by example, because everybody's going to be looking up to the leaders, and if the management team itself embodies these principles, then it would be a good start. Another interesting thing that we've thought of is having the V Award, which is the Work Integrity and Ethic Award every month, which conveys the lighthouse principles and values that the organization holds very dear. And third would be is just to make sure that these values are repeated, tested, and tried to be trickled down through the organization till they're second nature. So just concluding the entire thing, Our goal is to just revamp the culture ultimately and build a sense of respect, trust, and safety. And we would soon be calling a team meeting on each other and discussing with every team how we would go about implementing these changes so that we're all on the same page.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Time.